I just can't wait to beat him and shut him. Teo not on this level. Teo is a level fighter, but he's not on my level.
Very talented. So is Teofimo. He's more explosive with power, but Teofimo is very athletic. He is very talented. You got two athletic guys, two talented guys. Again, Teofimo I would favor with the power. This is going to be interesting.
I'm going to break him. I know it's going to be a certain point in that fight to where he's going to be mentally frustrated. And when he gets mentally frustrated, that is where
the tension crackled like exposed wiring the moment Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez locked eyes at their latest press conference, and what should have been a harmless promotional stop instantly twisted into something far more dangerous, something that felt one breath away from chaos erupting on stage. These two lightweight titans, infamous for combustible egos and spotless records that refused to bend, hurled razor-edged words and freezing stares that had the crowd frozen, knuckles clenched, waiting for the spark. Stevenson wore calm like a mask, but the irritation simmering beneath his controlled exterior was impossible to miss as he squared his shoulders toward Lopez, whose signature ferocity pulsed through him like pressure building inside a sealed chamber. Every second felt stretched, distorted, as if time itself hesitated, and for one electric heartbeat it seemed diplomacy was dead, buried under pride and provocation. The air thickened, security tensed, and the room braced for impact, because it truly looked like the press conference would collapse into a raw, unscripted brawl. Within minutes the internet detonated, clips of the near explosion flooding timelines everywhere, spreading fast, ruthless, and unstoppable across every platform.
Fight going up the extra 5 pounds?
Honestly, no. I feel like Teo's not that much bigger than me. I think he kind of a little muscular, but that shit don't mean nothing. Muscle don't win fights, but
faster.
You talking about room 40
Faster.
though?
You said what?
You talking about room 40?
Yeah.
Room 40's nuts.
Faster.
Yo, you pause, bro. What's up with you, bro? You been wildin' since
fuck
we
you
been
hard.
here, bro. Pause.
Hard. Real hard.
Man, what do you say to that, bro? Like, do you hear him, bro? I just can't wait to beat him and shut him up, bro. Teo not on this level. Teo is a high-level fighter, but he's not on my level. I'm an elite-level fighter. And
the tension crackled like exposed wiring the moment Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez locked eyes at their latest press conference, and what should have been a harmless promotional stop instantly twisted into something far more dangerous, something that felt one breath away from chaos erupting on stage. These two lightweight titans, infamous for combustible egos and spotless records that refused to bend, hurled razor-edged words and freezing stares that had the crowd frozen, knuckles clenched, waiting for the spark. Stevenson wore calm like a mask, but the irritation simmering beneath his controlled exterior was impossible to miss as he squared his shoulders toward Lopez, whose signature ferocity pulsed through him like pressure building inside a sealed chamber. Every second felt stretched, distorted, as if time itself hesitated, and for one electric heartbeat it seemed diplomacy was dead, buried under pride and provocation. The air thickened, security tensed, and the room braced for impact, because it truly looked like the press conference would collapse into a raw, unscripted brawl. Within minutes the internet detonated, clips of the near explosion flooding timelines everywhere, spreading fast, ruthless, and unstoppable across every platform.
They just had their press conference in New York, the Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson fight.
The things that Teofimo is coming out with, I don't think Shakur knows even what to say or reply to it. I wouldn't even want to repeat the stuff that he's saying, but he's making some really, really fruity comments. But I suppose that's one way to get in your opponent's head. But I think that's a great fight. I think, forget all the sort of trash talk and the build-up. It's a fight between two genuine elite world-level fighters. We've seen how good Teofimo is. We know how good Shakur is and how dominant and, just how in control he's been of pretty much every moment of his career so far. And I think Teofimo is good enough at boxing and moving and fighting to maybe cause him some problems. But for me, Shakur is as close to a perfect boxer as you can probably get on his day. He makes so few mistakes. He judges the range tremendously well. He's constantly looking for little ways in to score as well as staying safe so they don't have a chance to really, win the rounds back.
From the very beginning of their boxing journeys, the dynamic between Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson has been tangled, uneasy, and anything but friendly, defined far more by rivalry and quiet resentment than by respect or camaraderie. Both men burst onto the scene as elite young prospects at nearly the same moment, igniting endless debates as fans obsessively compared their meteoric climbs through the professional ranks and argued over who truly reigned supreme. There was never genuine warmth between them, no shared laughs or brotherhood, only distance and underlying friction that lingered every time their names were mentioned together. As their profiles grew, their paths collided again and again in conversations about boxing's inevitable next megafight, turning speculation into sparks. Subtle jabs evolved into open challenges, and competitive tension spilled across interviews and social media timelines, where each called for a showdown, questioned the other's greatness, and sharpened the rivalry in public view. What started as comparison quietly hardened into something personal, building an unfinished narrative that has been waiting for the right moment to finally explode.
I've seen Shakur back in...
Amateurs, pros?
Yeah, I'm thinking though. I don't know if it's 2011 or 2012 National Junior Olympics or Junior National Golden Gloves. And I remember seeing him. He was wearing a white tank top. I think it was red and white trunks. And he was just whooping on dude bad. And that's when I noticed. But we were in different weight classes at the time, different age group, I think. And we were both cleaning up our divisions leading up to the finals. He ended up winning. I ended up, coming in second. But nevertheless, that's when I noticed him. And ever since then, it's just been history.
What were your early impressions?
He knows what a real fight looks like, and legendary boxing icon Roy Jones Jr. stepped into the Stevenson Lopez build-up with a rare moment of clarity, cutting through the trash talk and simmering tension with a cold, surgical breakdown. Jones explained that stylistically, Lopez can't afford patience or safety. He has to roll the dice and take calculated risks if he wants a legitimate shot at cracking Stevenson. Anything less, Jones warned, and Stevenson's slick footwork, sharp angles, and non-stop movement will slowly bleed Lopez on the scorecards over 12 grinding rounds. In that scenario, it becomes a frustrating, exhausting night with no margin for error. Jones pointed out that Stevenson's defense and technical precision make him one of the hardest fighters in boxing to hit clean, let alone consistently. Because of that, Lopez has no choice but to press, gamble, and force chaos if he wants openings to land something fight-changing. Jones framed the matchup not as press conference theater, but as a high-level chess match under fire, stressing that desire, discipline, and execution will matter far more than words when the bell finally rings and reality replaces the hype.
Shakur Stevenson, who's confused now. He literally was looking around like the look that Shakur Stevenson had on his face was, I did not come here for this. And I think he even said, I really don't know what to say about it. That don't make for a good press conference to me.
There's old school and there's new school. Old school has something like that been said, they would not have allowed us to be able to come face to face. Because you don't say it to me and think I ain't finna try to tear your head off as soon as I get close to you.
Well, so you're not going to wait till a fight night. You're going to get it in that day.
Because some things are because sometimes you go a little bit beyond respect. That's disrespectful. If you disrespect me on any level, we fighting then. Now, I'm going to try to hold it together, but if you disrespect me, which is what he just did, I'm not going to ask him about what he's talking about. When I get close enough, I'm finna show him what I ain't talking about. You understand where I'm coming from? Had he said that in my day, it could not. I would tell him, listen, whatever y'all do, don't let me get close to him. Because if I get close to him, I promise you, I'm finna lay him out right now. I'll pay the fines.
So you gonna hit him with the Riddick Bowe, Larry Donald two-piece at the press conference?
Right now. You understand me? You just said that. You challenging me. You're trying me to see if I'm really a man or not. He basically trying to, little boy. You understand me? So if a man let you say that and he don't do nothing, you feel like, he already let go. He already good. You feel me? No, you don't do that. Somebody got to listen. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. I told you I'm old school, Dre. I'm so sorry, but I promise you, I'm gonna tell him, do not let me get within 6.
Teofimo Lopez has been steadily cranking the temperature higher as his January 31st collision with Shakur Stevenson approaches, boldly promising that he will break Stevenson down and expose what he describes as hidden cracks in the southpaw's armor that no one else has managed to touch. Lopez has made it clear he doesn't believe Stevenson's slick defense or polished reputation will be enough to shield him when the pressure turns real, arguing with conviction that only raw physicality and power can shatter the lightweight champion's rhythm and force a decisive outcome. Across multiple interviews, Lopez has openly dismissed Stevenson's movement and timing, labeling him slow, readable, and far less elusive than people think, while claiming he has already mapped out the weaknesses in Stevenson's approach. He insists those flaws will be attacked piece by piece once they finally meet under the brightest lights, with nowhere left to hide. Fueled by supreme confidence, Lopez believes his non-stop pressure, aggression, and heavier hands will push Stevenson into uncomfortable territory and make him pay dearly on fight night. He hasn't been shy about his expectations either, repeatedly hinting that this won't go the distance, and predicting a statement-making stoppage that will shock the boxing world.
But a lot of people look at southpaws they're very difficult, but I grew up with southpaws since a kid. Kind of understand the rhythms of it. Don't get me wrong, he could be slick, but there's something I do to southpaws that just work in my favor.
Shakur different though.
It's all right.
Shakur's a special fighter. And but
you got dropped, man. What you talking about?
You
got dropped. Yes, Dad. Even his little daughter said.
Hold on, get a props of Mike.
Dad. Like, we need that fight.
Get a props of Mike. No, don't stay quiet, Pops. Don't stay quiet.
Now I understand why you still.
Don't stay quiet.
No, yeah.
That's
Theo
like,
nah. Freaking 4 seconds, man.
This is a special fight because of who we both of y'all are, but Shakur is a special fighter. You got to acknowledge that.
That's what we fighting.
There you go.
Yeah.
So he does agree that he's special.
He does get hit.
But I mean, he got hit.
Gonna crack him, at least he's gonna hit him.
He got hit a couple times against Cepeda, but he put himself in a position. Normally, he doesn't get hit like that.
That boy would have been down.
This wasn't staged theater or empty promotional noise meant to push pay-per-view numbers, because moments like this usually signal something far more volatile simmering beneath the surface. When pre-fight tension reaches this level, it reshapes fight week entirely and bleeds directly into the bout itself in ways that matter. Fighters willing to cross lines at a press conference, openly flirting with violence before the contract date, instantly raise the stakes. Athletic commissions tighten security, promoters scramble with damage control plans, and fans lean in closer, sensing that the fight now carries real emotional danger. For Lopez and Stevenson, two fighters whose reputations are built on swagger, confidence, and controlled arrogance, the face-off poured gasoline on an already raging fire and made the matchup feel massive. Both men deployed sharp language and calculated intimidation throughout the event. Lopez embraced the role of instigator, firing non-stop trash talk and lacing his comments with personal shots designed to provoke a reaction, while Stevenson answered with icy precision, calm but cutting, making it clear he would not tolerate disrespect. The tension climbed relentlessly until it snapped, peaking when staff and security were forced to step in and physically separate the fighters, who stood jaw to jaw, inches apart, eyes locked, daring the other to make the next move.
Where you said, I'll stick around at 140 and fight this guy.
His last fight, Cepeda. His last fight. You don't know how many people are talking about him on every scale level. And when it came to the talks of me and Haney fighting in August, I didn't go for it because he had no motion. Now he does after the Brian Norman. But Shakur, it's all there. But I didn't focus on him. I was focused on what's next, trusting my power team, trusting on my team and what can do and who could we fight next. Shakur decided, he initiated, let's go.
Terrence Bud Crawford, one of boxing's pound-for-pound kings and a rare multi-division world champion, has quietly stepped into Shakur Stevenson's camp, adding another dangerous layer as Stevenson gears up for what many see as a career-defining collision with Teofimo Lopez. Gym footage and insider reports reveal Crawford working side by side with Stevenson, sparring intensely, breaking down scenarios, and sharpening every detail from timing and defense to ring IQ as Stevenson climbs in weight to challenge Lopez's titles. The presence of a mind like Crawford's has only heightened the stakes. Yet despite years of simmering rivalry, Lopez has recently attempted to cool the personal narrative, insisting in interviews that this fight isn't fueled by hatred but by professional pride and the need to prove supremacy. He's been adamant that boxing is business above all else, stressing that his focus is locked on executing a precise game plan inside the ropes, not chasing vendettas or getting swallowed by emotion. Still, Lopez has made one thing unmistakably clear: New York matters. Fighting near his Brooklyn roots, where his journey began, gives him a powerful psychological edge heading into the January 31st showdown with Stevenson at Madison Square Garden. With the bout set at the world's most famous arena, ticket demand exploded instantly, and Lopez has leaned hard into the advantage of a roaring, pro-Lopez crowd in his home region. Fans are scooping up seats fast for what's expected to be one of the city's biggest fights in years, possibly the most significant boxing event New York has hosted in a long time. As Lopez embraces the moment of defending his WBO and Ring Junior welterweight titles close to where he learned to fight.
Who's going to do the most ticket sales for this thing?
Brooklyn, baby. Brooklyn all the way.
All right, man.
All the way, man. All my people go real hard for me. So I'm definitely going to be out there represent, and look forward to see where we land and what venue we'll be fighting at.
Teo, earlier in the show, we discussed a quote from Terrence Crawford, who's been training with Shakur Stevenson. Obviously, they're good friends. And he said that, quote unquote, Shakur is going to beat the F out of Teofimo Lopez. I'm just quoting it there. Teo, we know that you've had your problems with Crawford too. You guys got into it a couple of times last year, yelling at each other. Is there a little extra oomph for you in this fight, knowing that Crawford is in Shakur's corner?
No, not at all. Define the odds, man. Everybody be on that side. I think that they all have like some sort of group plan amongst each other. Even with Keyshawn Davis, they all think that they're going to conquer boxing as friends. I don't think there's friends in this sport. I think Malik Scott would also agree to me on that part. I don't think this should be friends. This is a fight business. It's not about, hey, I want you to conquer this division, I'll conquer that division, we'll all be friends and we'll be champions.
When Shakur Stevenson labels Teofimo Lopez as delusional in a backhanded compliment, hinting that his confidence might be drifting away from reality, Lopez fires back immediately, drawing a sharp line between imagination and earned belief. He argues that true delusion is built on fiction, on confidence without proof, and he insists that doesn't apply to him. In Lopez's mind, everything he believes about himself is backed by cold facts, world titles captured, elite opponents beaten, and performances delivered on boxing's biggest stages. He frames his mindset not as exaggeration or fantasy, but as brutal self-awareness forged through experience and validated by results that can't be debated. Lopez leans into the idea that he knows exactly who he is when the lights come on, what weapons he brings, and what happens when he steps through the ropes with purpose. There's no doubt, no guessing, only certainty sharpened by competition. And almost ominously, Lopez makes it clear that Stevenson is not the end of his vision. Even as this fight looms, he's already glancing ahead, openly welcoming the idea of facing Terrence Crawford next. He presents that possibility as just another mountain he's willing to climb, dismissing concerns about weight classes or Crawford's fearsome reputation, signaling that
you think you're better than you are, but actually that helps you. It helps you rise to the level. What do you think about that? What Shakur said about you?
He's inaccurate, because delusional is when it's not real. It's real. It's just what it is, man. I am who I am. I know what I am, and I think that that's why I look at it like this. I may get something out of it, but Crawford sent out one of his little guys to come and finish the job, and I think that's not gonna work. I'm still gonna be here, and if he's still gonna be in boxing, I would love to face him right after. He is the guy. He is
calculated intent rather than chasing a viral highlight or forcing chaos that isn't there. He explains that hunting a knockout too aggressively is often a trap in boxing, one that pulls fighters out of position, weakens defense, and opens the door to getting caught by something they never saw coming. Lopez insists that real damage is done differently, by setting a hard, unforgiving pace early, claiming control of the ring, and slowly draining an opponent round by round. By pressing forward, dictating tempo from the opening bell, and refusing to rush, he believes cracks appear on their own without desperation. In his view, pressure is the weapon, not impatience. Lopez then turns his attention to Shakur Stevenson's upcoming test at 140 pounds, questioning whether Stevenson can truly handle 12 grueling rounds at a weight he's never fought at before. He hints that the added size, strength, and physical resistance at junior welterweight won't reveal themselves early, but will surface late, when legs feel heavy and lungs burn. Lopez suggests that sustained pressure at this new weight could expose uncomfortable truths as fatigue creeps in, turning the final rounds into unfamiliar territory where discipline, durability, and will decide everything.
Are you training for a knockout? Are you training to do something to not just beat Shakur, but to beat him in grand fashion? When I say grand fashion, I mean going for the knockout.
Well, I think that the whole thing with is the Bible of boxing really is that if you look for the knockout, you won't get it. You know, I think really it's just all about setting the good pace early in the beginning rounds and then going from there, setting that tone. I think that I don't see him going those 12 rounds. This is his first time moving up to 140. A lot of these guys can say a lot of things about me not knocking them out or whatnot, but they don't come and try to fight me after they feel this power. So it's for a reason. It carries. It does carry. I mean, I had a good showing with Arnold Barboza. He was #1, my mandatory, and he was too hesitant trying to commit to punches. So I think that it's just something that's going to be a rude awakening for Shakur.
Hey, Doug, you hear that? He said the Bible of boxing. What else is called the Bible of boxing? Ring Magazine. And he's a two-division Ring Magazine champ.
Great ambassador for those championship belts as well.
Yep, absolutely.
I'm very big on those things. You know, I claimed 2 weight divisions, 2 Ring Magazine belts just at 25, you know, and I'm 28 now. I've been defending my belts now. I feel great, you know, and then most importantly, you know, this will be my 4th title defense with the Ring and the WBO junior welterweight world division.
Ryan Garcia speaks with sharp confidence when predicting a win for Shakur Stevenson, breaking down the attributes he believes set Stevenson leagues ahead of most in the division. He points to Stevenson's blistering hand speed, razor-sharp defensive instincts that make him nearly impossible to hit cleanly, and elite ring intelligence that allows him to read, adapt, and turn moments into decisive advantages against even the toughest opponents. Garcia highlights Stevenson's composure under fire and his ability to adjust strategy mid-fight, keeping him in command despite relentless pressure from aggressive challengers. In his assessment, these qualities make Stevenson a particularly daunting challenge for Teofimo Lopez, whose game relies on sheer power and constant forward pressure. Garcia believes that Stevenson's blend of agility, precision, and tactical mastery provides a clear blueprint to control the fight. If Stevenson remains disciplined, executes his plan with patience, and avoids unnecessary risks, Garcia predicts he will dictate the pace from bell to bell, forcing Lopez to react, and ultimately emerge as the likely victor when the judges' scorecards are tallied, leaving little doubt about who dominated the contest.
We need some real boxing guys in this thing.
Yo, who you got, Shakur or Teo?
I got Shakur Stevenson beat him.
You got Shakur? You don't think Teo's gonna win?
Nah, bro. Nah.
Damn, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I got Teo too, bro.
You guys got Teo? How much you guys want to bet, bro?
Yeah, I got Teo.
How much you guys want to bet anytime?
Bet, bro. I don't got money compared to you.
Nah, I'll bet. Hey, I'll bet in your tax bracket, bro.
100. Let's do 100.
I'll bet 100, bro.
Let's bet 100.
Yeah, let's do 100.
Let's fucking do it. Bro.
I'll bet 500 on Teo.
I see a lot of Devin Haney fans in listening, but they ain't coming up to chat. That's crazy.
Nah,
bro.
they love watching.
They scared.
I see they just be hating, but don't want to talk. That's crazy, bro.
Bring one up.
I'm trying, bro, but they don't want to talk. That's crazy, bro.
Let's cook one of them. Let's bring him up.
Thanks.
Last entertaining Devin Haney fight was you, bro.
Yeah, that was the only entertaining fight he's ever had. That's what's crazy about it.
Are you gonna pull up to Shakur and Teo? The fight?
Nah, bro. I think it might be a little too close to my fight. I might. Actually, it's not that close.
Okay.
I might. I still got 3 weeks.
What's your take on this colossal showdown? Who really holds the advantage? Lopez with his relentless power and punishing pressure, or Stevenson with his lightning speed and flawless technique? Share your predictions and thoughts in the comments below, and let's ignite a debate about how you see this fight unfolding when these two finally collide in the ring on January 31st.